Second, I've instructed Secretary Kerry to review Cuba's designation as a state sponsor of terrorism. This review will be guided by the facts and the law. Terrorism has changed in the last several decades. At a time when we are focused on threats from Al-Qaeda to ISIL, a nation that meets our conditions and renounces the use of terrorism should not face this sanction.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the president announcing the release of our hostage. I call him a hostage, a prisoner in Cuban jails for 5 years. And also, in addition to Mr. Gross coming home, the Washington Post is reporting that the Cuban government released a U.S. spy who President Obama describes as one of the most important intelligence agents that the U.S. has ever had in Cuba, who helped unravel several long-running Cuban espionage operations. So I'm sure we'll have more on that as time goes along. Joining us now is Hank Sheinkopf. He is the president of Sheinkopf Communications, Democratic political consultant, Newsmax Contributor. What do you make of this whole deal today?
It sounds good, but is it good? Cuba is a friend and a supporter of guess who? Venezuela. Venezuela is a supporter and a friend of guess who? Iran. Maybe this is a way of busting up that linkage, who knows, but it doesn't sound very good right now.
Or maybe it's a way of Obama getting invited to dinner to Iran. I mean, we know who he's reached out to. He's reached out now to Iran. He's reached out to Cuba. He hugged Chavez when he was alive, you know, and he's getting ready to put sanctions on Israel. So, I mean, we know who he is.
Well, look, there is no question but that the president is redefining the international chessboard. He's creating new client states that will do the bidding of the United States. It's not unlikely that Iran or any of the Arab states might wind up displacing Israel in importance in the American psyche.
Yeah, well, okay, so let's move on, and I'm sure this will have repercussions come the 2016 elections.
No question about it.
In fact, Congress might not authorize any of this, even the parts that they have to authorize, and that could be an issue.
Well, this means the entire presidential election will switch to Ohio because Florida is now gone from the Democratic column.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is going to motivate the
Florida is gone from the Democratic column.
That's very interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting, and you wonder how much consideration was given to that, because I think this was very political in nature. But having said that, all the talk about Jeb Bush, what do you make of Jeb Bush? First of all, he's not, as I said, you got to keep saying, because I think I'm the only one in the media who's saying it. He's not running. He just said he's forming the exploratory whatever. But
right.
If he runs,
I've said in this program before with you, Jeb Bush and Portland from Ohio on a ticket would be very tough to beat. Very tough to beat. Bush goes to center and right. He is perfect for both the religious right and not. He's got some very strong proposals on education. He will be acceptable to a significant number of so-called Latino voters. It's a very, very, very good one.
Even though that appeal to Latino voters will alienate him with the many in the Republican base, and the education ideas you talk about are revolting to most conservatives.
The Republicans want to win. People who want to win will do almost anything.
But they didn't show up for Romney or McCain.
Well, they didn't show up for Romney because they don't like Mormons. That's a different issue.
No,
McCain,
all right, go
they
ahead.
want to win, and they don't want the next Obama in office. There's something patriotic probably for Republicans about voting for whoever that Republican nominee is. Why? Because they don't want another 8 years of guess who.
All right, so what about the Democrat side? Elizabeth Warren, I mean, if I hear that name one more time, I'm going to fall off the chair. You stick around, watch, it'll happen.
That'd be interesting to watch,
yes,
actually.
yes.
Do you fall hands down or face down?
I don't know. I haven't fallen in a while. So I'm not running, but she doesn't say, I will not run. Is she that much of a threat to Hillary?
Listen, when 20,000 people run down the street screaming your name, you tend to pay attention. Whether, in fact, it's 20,000 people all over the country, doesn't matter in that small space. Is she a threat? She is reflective of what is going on in the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party, frankly, have moved in this way. There is no center anymore. Elizabeth Warren represents the progressive end of it with people like Bill de Blasio, she feels more comfortable with.
God.
And Hillary Clinton is somewhere wandering in the center where she can't find traction.
By the way, Hank's hands, for those that when he said the parties are going this way, he went like this. Just so you know, because I don't know if your hands were on camera.
Well, here you go.
And I don't want the people to miss that.
I'm not a hand model, but
in-depth analysis of
But
this.
no, the parties are bifurcated.
Yes,
and
yes, absolutely.
And it's extreme. There's nothing in the center anymore.
I tease you because I love you. You know.
I know that.
All right.
Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing.
But
in
it's
front
not
of this
just
audience.
20,000 people running down the street shouting your name. It's 300 former campaign workers, significant campaign people for Obama who signed a letter saying, "Run, Elizabeth Warren, run." That is much more
Because they will
significant.
never get over 2008. How dare you attack their king? They want to stop the Clintons, and this is their way to do it. And frankly, it is probably the Obama community, all the political community that's Obama-like, a desire to make sure the Clintons don't take control again.
Hank Sheinkopf says Florida's lost to the Democrats certainly for 2016, maybe forever because of what Obama did today. We're coming back with the closing bell. Ding, 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 ding.